Gallegos. I'm the president of the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 1 here in Albuquerque. It is our duty and our honor to take a stand for our members in our community. In that spirit, I'd like to present to you Ms. Tryna Verbeck, wife of Mario Verbeck, who you know that is, one of our wounded officers. She's got some words to share with you, and then she's got to return back to her husband. So at this point, she probably won't be answering questions. We'll try to help you if we can, but she's here to give you her statement. Ready?
Thank you. Mayor Keller, Chief Medina, since the shooting of 4 APD police officers, you've made countless statements about my husband and his brothers who were shot on August 19, 2021. Now it's my turn, and these statements are directed at you. My family and what I now know is to be Mario's many countless brothers and sisters in blue hold you both equally accountable for the nightmare my family will never get to wake up from. Mayor, Chief, I am a gracious and forgiving person. But last week's events and your failures leading to those events have cracked my graciousness. On the day of the shooting, the mayor's staff wanted me to be respectful to you when you tried to see us, and my family refused to let you see my husband until he was ready to. I am here to let people know that I am now your worst nightmare. You will not use my husband or the other officers as your political backdrop. I'm not going away. I'm only getting started. I don't work for you. You can't stop what I'm about to say. You can't touch me. I'm not afraid of you. We all know what you do to those that oppose you. You go after them. You retaliate against them. You fire them. You ruin their good name. You destroy lives. If you go after my husband in any way, just know that all of Albuquerque's eyes will be on you. He's mine now, and you will never disgrace him with your tongue again, Chief Medina. And I say chief with hesitation because the last thing you are is a chief. Your appearance is sloppy and unprofessional, and it reveals the lack of integrity you hold. You are not fit to stand beside Mario's brothers and sisters in blue, let alone be their chief. We all know what you say behind closed doors, how people need to get over tragedies, how you can't believe street officers are issued guns, and how you think the mayor is a joke, and how it's the DA's fault our streets are infested with crime, and how the DA doesn't do his job. But worst of all, Chief Medina, is how you are with APD officers, Mario's brothers and sisters. That is the most revealing as to why you are not fit for your position given to you by Mayor Keller. Do you remember what you said the last time you saw Mario? Do you know how it made Mario feel? I do. It deeply affected him. Are you even aware of the daily negative impact you make on officers whenever you appear at news conferences or when you spew lies with almost every statement you make? Now my husband, though out of the hospital, was for weeks lying up there in the hospital bed fighting for his life, is proof that you're wrong about him, and all of Albuquerque sees it as well. I stand here exposing how your leadership of APD only degrades and beats officers further down. I am now the voice of all those officers and families who didn't have a voice before. Since Mayor Keller and you, Chief Medina, got Chief Geyer fired, you have utterly destroyed APD. APD is a family as much as it is a police department, but under your direction, APD has fallen apart. Staffing is a joke as there are more officers doing non-police work than responding to calls. When my husband was on duty at the time of the shooting, there were only 5 officers on patrol in my husband's squad in the foothills area, and 4 of them were shot. More officers have left APD this year than have been hired in the previous 3 years. Mayor Keller, you spent more time at a political event following the shootings than working on fixing this city. That tells us what your priorities are. The next time you look at your rainbow-colored sidewalks, be sure to look at the color red, because that is what Albuquerque streets are soaked with, red, the color of blood, my husband's blood. I've always known how much Mario loves and spoils me. I've always gladly admitted it. And I've had plenty of girlfriends to remind me how lucky I am. But until the events of last week, what I didn't know was how much Mario's love and concern extended to others. He had so much love for all of us, none of us ever felt lacking from it. And that's just the type of man Mario is. His concerns have always been for others. With no second thought to himself, he's filled with that much love and courage. Yet, on the day of the shooting, my beautiful husband, 1 month shy of our 30th wedding anniversary, was bleeding out on the ground behind a coffee shop like a piece of trash, shot by a piece of trash. I've gone to the shooting and I've seen Mario's blood on the wall where Johnny Garcia stood him up to help get him to his feet. At that scene, I touched the blood stain, and I felt that it was possible to be in two different places at the same time. Judges, we know you hold to party lines when it comes to being reelected, but what is the deal with the revolving doors? We are letting out repeat offenders only to offend over and over. Has our state now become so poor we can't afford to house criminals? Are the offenders' rights greater than a citizen who just wants to go to work, earn a living, and enjoy their life free of being robbed or shot at? Albuquerque wants to know how you try to justify this. I want to know how you try to justify this. Albuquerque citizens want to hear from our elected leaders that they take responsibility for this mess, that you will take action to address the crime that plagues our city and state, that you will hold those and yourselves responsible for the countless crimes that you have needlessly affected other innocent citizens. You owe us an explanation. To all the beautiful people in Albuquerque, across New Mexico, and from around the globe, thank you all for your well wishes. Every note, email you send gives me hope. But to Mayor Keller and Chief Medina, the ball is in your court now, and all eyes are on you. What is your plan? Because we needed it yesterday. We needed it on August 19th. Thank you.
Thank you. That will conclude our statement. We appreciate you guys showing up and giving the wife of an injured officer a voice. Thank you.
How is Officer Verbeck, and does he plan to return to work once he's healed?
We don't know that at this time. He's doing much better than he was 3 weeks ago, obviously. Continues to improve, but they were some pretty massive injuries, you know, with the upper bullet missing the vest and stuff. And I think those decisions will be made down the road as he addresses.
What should have the chief and mayor have done in response to the shooting when it comes to the officers? What do you think should have happened?
I think the real question is, what should they have done prior? I've been told that the Southeast Area Command, right, war zone, that's ran on 120, give or take, strong detectives and patrol officers, and that is now running with about 60. Might be slightly more than that. But when you look at the internal affairs teams, along with those that have been assigned to the video units, there's 70 or 80, 90 people assigned to internal affairs. I was on the job years ago, and you had a IA team, and it might have been 6 or 8 people, sergeant, lieutenant, and captain. There's more priority much more of a priority because of the consent decree and the Department of Justice to go after the officers. And I'll tell you folks something, what we do and what I did when I was working, it's really simple. A bad guy breaks the law, you go, you take him down, do whatever you need to, and you get him off the streets. Now it's about, well, was his camera on? So many stories that we read in the media and hear, a big part of the verbiage that comes out of it is whether the camera was on. Was this protocol? Hey, how about the officer that just got in the damn foot chase and had a tackle guy and take him to the ground? That's what we need to be concerned about, and we need to stop this revolving door system that is our New Mexico court system. It's not so much about that day. It's about things that could have helped the situation. You could have taken 30, 40 of those guys that are working in internal affairs and put them out in the field and get them out in their cars and on the streets working the area.
Can you give us your name and title, please?
What's that?
Your name and title.
James Flores. I'm on the National Board of Directors of the Internal Order Police and a member of this lodge.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.